my channel. Today we are going to be making some wood caddies, and you guys know that if I'm working with wood, it probably means it's a creative sister tutorial, which means I went over to Katie's and we made something fun. So if you guys don't know who the creative sister is, that's my friend Katie, and she has an amazing workshop that we do fun crafts in, and she gets people together and it's really fun. So you guys can follow her on Facebook. She's got lots of other pictures of other people's projects if you want to see other things and how she made it. Sometimes she even sells kits depending on what the project is, so make sure to check her out. And today we're going to be talking about the wood caddy and showing you guys how we stained up some wood and used a stencil made from the Cricut. And you can also do this with a vinyl stencil. You don't have to do this with a plastic stencil. I know a lot of people have asked, and I am putting up a how to make a plastic stencil video coming up soon, but the vinyl will work just like this as long as you stained it and let it dry at least 24 hours. Or you can use a paint stain, which is not oil-based, which creates it'll dry faster and then your vinyl will stick, or your stencil material will stick. So let's get going and enjoy this tutorial. And fun fact, Anna actually made this and I got to film her. So this is seriously a cute project. So let's get going. We started with some wood that was just bare. It didn't have any stain on it, and it was actually brand new wood, so you can get this from Home Depot or anywhere that you prefer to get your wood. And it's just cut into some basic shapes, like some rectangles, and then you need 2 rectangles that are the same shape as the length, and then 2 that are tapered to the top for the width. And then we started by making a paint stain, which Katie loves to do in her workshops. So we just watered down her chalk paint really well, and it creates this really cool stain. And the best thing about this is it dries because it's actually not an oil-based stain. So a stain is typically oil-based, so it's really hard to stencil right on top of or even use the Cricut. But for this part, we're just using a pre-made stencil and some spray adhesive to attach the stencil down, but not permanently. So we just sprayed the back of that and then stuck it down to the sides, and we're just gonna work on the pieces separately before we nail it all together. And then we're just gonna take a stippling brush and paint in this, and we use the chalk paint that Katie uses for her recipes, so we have a video on that. And I believe she's actually working on getting it somewhere where you could actually purchase it pretty soon. So that's kind of exciting. And then just pull your stencil off once it's not quite fully dry, but not soaking wet either. So then we just used a stencil that we created with the Cricut that can really say whatever you want, but ours said live, love, laugh often, something like that. And then we're just gonna drill a hole in the top of the portions. So if you wanted to cut these shapes, all you need to do is cut a square and then just cut triangles out of the top, and then just use a drill to make a hole. And this is why I go to Katie's house to do these projects, because she has all the cool tools for it. But if you know someone with a workshop, they might be able to help you. And so now we're just gonna make a rope or a braid out of 3 pieces of rope by tying it in a knot and then braiding it. And then we're gonna stick those through the hole once it's all braided, and that will be the handle to our caddy once it's all done. So now that we have it all stained and painted, we're just gonna go ahead and glue it together with some wood glue, and then we're going to nail it together with some nails. And Katie always has these really fun little vintage nails that we use so that our projects look nice and worn and old. Sometimes they're kind of hard, and this wood was actually really hard to work with because there was like a knot right in it, but just be patient with it and work with it and you'll get it. So then just do the sides and the bottom, and then you can go in with the larger sides and glue those together. And then you would, of course, nail it together as well. And you could probably pick up some vintage screws like this at like a local not a thrift store, maybe thrift stores have them, but like she likes to find stuff like this at like garage sales and stuff like that. And that's it. Once it's done, it's super fun and super cute.